Have you ever stopped to wonder why a dog is called a dog? Think about the brand name Nike. It sounds sharp, fast, victorious. Now, imagine if that same company was named Blob. Would you buy Blob Air Jordans? Probably not. This implies that there is some inherent power, some rightness in a name. But on the other hand, if we all agreed tomorrow to call a dog a cat, eventually that would just become the new rule. This implies that names are just arbitrary noises meaningless until we agree on them. So, which is it? Are words magical containers that hold the essence of reality? Or are they just empty labels? This question isn't just about linguistics. It is about how we perceive truth. We live in a world where being called a terrorist versus a freedom fighter changes everything. Words shape our reality. Today we open Plato's most underrated dialogue, Cratylus. By the end of this video, you will realize that most of us are making a fatal mistake. We are eating the menu, thinking it is the meal. To understand the heart of Cratylus, we need to set the stage. We have three characters, Socrates, Hermogenes, and Cratylus. The core message revolves around a battle between two concepts, convention versus nature. Hermogenes argues for convention. He says, Socrates, names are just agreements. Language is a democracy. Whatever the majority uses, that is the truth. This is the view of modern science. Cratylus, on the other hand, argues for nature. He says, no, a true name describes the essence of the thing. If a name doesn't describe the thing perfectly, it's not even a name. It's just noise. So where does Socrates stand? He destroys both sides to build something higher. Socrates tells us that language is a tool. Just as a shuttle is a tool for weaving cloth, a name is a tool for teaching and separating reality. If language is a tool, it can be broken. Socrates warns us that language is a copy of reality, not reality itself. The danger lies in trusting words too much. If the person who created the words had a wrong idea about the universe, then our entire language is infected with that error. Therefore, we cannot find the truth by studying words. We must study the things themselves, the essence, without the filter of language. The core message is a warning. Do not let the map replace the territory. Now, let's break this down into three specific insights. Insight number 1, the toolmaker mindset. Socrates introduces a brilliant metaphor. He asks, who is the master of the shuttle used in weaving? Is it the carpenter who makes it, or the weaver who uses it? It is the weaver. The user knows the form. The maker just copies it. Socrates argues that words are tools used by a dialectician, someone who knows how to ask and answer questions about truth. In modern life, we often use words passively. We use the slang and political labels society hands us. Socrates is telling us, wake up. Words are instruments. Are you using a blunt knife? When you speak, you are separating reality for the listener. If you call someone toxic, you are using a tool to categorize them. Is that tool accurate, or is it a lazy label? Socrates demands that we treat words with the precision of a surgeon's scalpel. A name is correct only if it helps us teach the nature of the thing. Insight number 2, the trap of Heraclitean flux. Socrates analyzes Greek etymology and finds that many words for wisdom and truth come from roots meaning motion or flow. This suggests the inventors of these words believe that reality is constantly changing like a river. But Socrates asks, what if the name givers were wrong? If the very words we use are built on the idea that truth changes, how can we speak of eternal truths? If everything is always moving, then knowledge is impossible. The moment you say, I know this, this has changed, this is profound. Our modern language is built on consumerism and speed. We spend time. We invest in friends. Our vocabulary forces us to think transactionally. Socrates warns us that our worldview is trapped inside the etymology of our words. To find the truth, we have to step outside the flow of language. Insight number 3, the image versus the reality. Finally, Socrates confronts Cratylus, who thinks names are perfect. Socrates asks, suppose I have a perfect painting of Cratylus. It has your color, shape, and texture. Now suppose I add your mind and soul to this image. Is it still an image? Cratylus admits, no, then there would be two Cratyluses. Socrates smiles. This is the point. An image, a word, must fall short of the reality. If the word fire actually burned your mouth, it wouldn't be a word. Because words are imperfect images, they can be deceptive. Socrates concludes that He who knows names knows also the things is a lie. This is critical. We think because we can label something that's narcissism, we understand it. Socrates says, no, you just have the label, you haven't tasted the food. True philosophy starts when you admit that knowing the word justice is not the same as understanding the essence of justice. So how do we apply this to our lives? First, audit your labels. We are often like Hermogenes, we accept the names given to us. I am a failure. I am not creative. These are just words, they are conventional agreements. But remember Cratylus. A name should reflect the essence. Does failure truly describe your essence, or is it a blunt tool? Use the Socratic method to challenge the labels you stick on yourself. If the name doesn't fit the reality, change the name. Second, become a weaver of communication. In conflicts, ask, are we arguing about the reality, or just the names? Half of the world's problems are semantic. One person says respect, meaning obedience. The other means human dignity. They fight because they use the same word for different realities. Be the dialectician. Stop the conversation and define the terms. Third, don't mistake the map for the territory. In an age of information overload, we consume headlines and think we know the story. Socrates invites us to intellectual humility. Acknowledge that every news report and biography is just a shadow. It is a tool used to point at the truth or hide it. Always look for the thing itself, beyond the word. At the end of the dialogue, Socrates leaves us with a challenge. He tells us to go forth and continue the search for the truth, rather than relying on the names given by others. We live in a world of noise. Advertisers and politicians are fighting to name your reality for you. Plato's Cratylus is your shield. It reminds you that words are just tools. You can pick them up, inspect them, and if they're broken, throw them away. Don't let language master you. Be the master of your language. And never settle for reading the menu when you were born to feast on the truth. Thank you for thinking with me today.